right. Hello, beautiful, wonderful, amazing tea people. It's been a while. Doing a double live stream here. So there's well, I guess triple. There's Facebook too. Facebook, YouTube, and the Instagram. So if you want to watch this back in another space, I know on Instagram it used to be, they changed it, right? So they used to be able to like go in between the things, and now it's like, again, you just have to watch it on. Anyways, you can hop on YouTube. It's on there as well. Today, news about what is being released on Sunday. So on Sunday, there's going to be the classics released: Sanxia, Phoenix Valley, the Sanxia, Phoenix Valley, Pear Mountain Spring, and the 2023 Old Master Dongding. It's gone through its roast was very good this year. It's gone through its roast phase, and so that's going well as well. There we go. Okay, back in focus. And so that's what I'm going to do today. We'll talk about those different teas, and we'll sample up. I need a Sanxia Black refill, and so we got 3 days. We've got the 13th of June, the 9th of. So Chinese, you just say Wu Ye, so you say 5th month. And so this last week has been an extraordinarily stressful week. I've had a very, very stressful week, and I've been using a lot of Chinese in my stressful week, and so my English is not where it should be right now. But of course, the 5th month is May, so the 9th of May and May the 27th, and we're gonna try them out and see which one I'm gonna use as the refill. Now, I've talked about this particular garden. When I'm doing teas from this particular garden, oftentimes not so much the quality, but the taste of the leaves can be extraordinarily different, even though it's done all at the same garden by the same hands, at the same, sometimes just a day or two apart. And the quality of the leaves are the same. But because they do everything by hand, it is just, I can taste the weather. I can taste their mood. I can taste basically everything about the people who make this tea, because I know them quite well, actually. And I haven't gotten to the point where I've tasted the tea and phoned them up and been like, hey, how are you guys doing? Because usually they're in a pretty good mood. They're a very nice family. But that's the level of intimacy I have with this tea garden and the people who make the tea at this tea garden in Sanxia. So this is the Sanxia Black. Sanxia Black is a really interesting and beautiful tea. And when I first got it in, people would go for the green, they'd go for the white, and nobody would touch the black. And then people started trying the black. I gave out the black teas as samples and things like that. And then all of a sudden, people realized, holy crap, the black tea is amazing, because it's got a lot of the taste characteristics of the higher elevation black teas, except it's got the price of a lower elevation black tea. And, as I'm just brewing it here, the smell that's coming up, I mean, it's a beautiful tea. It's a delicate tea. It's just gorgeous. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful tea in just about every single possible way you can imagine. And I'm out. So people bought some. Somebody bought some the other day, and it cleared me out. And then, so here, while we're waiting for this tea to get ready, what was I doing this week? So there was an international school from Bangkok. It came for the past couple days, and over 2 days I worked for 30 hours in 2 days. It was pretty insane. It was a very intense couple days, but I did river tracing and ocean kayaking and all these various things, and so we did all that stuff. And I am tired. I am very tired, but it was successful. And so anybody who's ordered tea this week, it is being sent out today. And then you think, those of you who are really paying attention go, but for you, isn't today Saturday? It is Saturday. It is Saturday. but it's a full working day for everybody in Taiwan, because Taiwan has this very, I don't even know how to describe it. It sucks. It absolutely sucks for people who have like regular jobs and things like. For me, I don't know. I love my job. You know, it's like, oh no, I got to go to work today and pack tea and talk to my phone and, you know, sample teas and blah 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 blah. No, whatever. You know, like I love it. But for my one of my boys last night was crying. He's like, I don't want to go to school on Saturday. So what happens in Taiwan is if there's a long weekend but the holiday, right? So here, like, so for example, the next week is the Dragon Boat Festival, but it falls on a Thursday. So it's not the solar calendar, it's the lunar calendar. So it falls on a Thursday, which orphans the Friday. And so they say, okay, we'll give you the Friday. We'll give you a 4-day holiday. 4 days, all holiday, but we're doing a clawback. So we're doing a clawback. We're not just gonna give you that Friday. Come on. You know, this is Asian ethics, you know, like, you know, you got no. So we're clawing back, and so the Saturday before your long holiday, you got to go to school, you got to work in your bank, you got to go to your office, you got to do whatever it is that you got to do, and you have a regular work day on Saturday. And so that's what today is. So I had all the orders up till Tuesday were sent out, but Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, those orders didn't get sent out because I was in the mountains doing trips with the kids, sort of in my old business way, the way I used to do my old business while in outdoors, and so now everything's gonna be sent out shortly. So it's all packed up, sitting right there, ready to go. After I finish this, I'm gonna do a little bit of computer stuff, and then it'll be sent out and hopefully get to you soon. Because today on a Saturday, the post office is open. But why don't we get to the teas? As I went through my very long and hopefully not too boring soliloquy about about Taiwanese quirks in their holidays. The worst, of course, is when a holiday lands on Wednesday, because that's too far. You can't take 2 days, right? They can't take 2 days. So that's like a national tragedy when it happens on a Wednesday, because they just give you Wednesday off, and then there's nothing else you can do. Anyways, let's get to the teas. So what am I looking for when I'm looking to buy these teas? Now, like I said, Sanxia black tea is all about the feel, the gorgeousness of the tea, and hopefully the weather and the mood of the pickers. All right, so as I'm drinking these, I got to know the mood of the picker, the weather of the day, and the best day. I'm just going to buy it. So here we go. Let's try. This is the June 13th tea. So up front, gorgeous. Mid-mouth, a little catchy. I think it was a wet day. I think I'm tasting a wet day. It's a little bit of bitterness in there. And the mid-mouth, the aftertaste, not as good as I want. I think it was a wet day. So actually what I'm tasting right now is I can taste, sun in the morning turning into rain, and then maybe raining for like 24 hours, sort of drizzly, because the aftertaste is not, it's not coming out, but the front is absolutely beautiful. So here we go. May, the 5th month, which is May the 9th. So here we go. Let's try this one out. This one's much better. I'm tasting sunny day. I'm tasting pretty good mood. And the upfront taste of this is a little better, but the mid-mouth and the aftertaste on this, much smoother, much softer, rounder. Gorgeous. The aftertaste is absolutely gorgeous on that one. So right now, this is the winner. The upfront, a little bit better, so maybe the weather was a little bit more sunny and beautiful for this. This one maybe clouded over. Again, there's no real way I can test this. I'm just sort of No, I can't say that. Trainio. Pushing the cow. Why don't we say that? So pushing the cow would be the translation. The translation doesn't work in English. It was pushing the cow, which basically means um, uh, bragging. So I don't actually have a way to test the days. I don't actually have a way to test the days of what the weather was like. But this is what it feels like, anyways, when I'm drinking these teas. Well, isn't this one? This one's right in the middle. So this is May 27th. And this one's right sort of in the middle between these two. Okay, we got to go do a lightning round through them. But my guess is the ninth is the one I'm going to get. Yep. No, I'm tasting. It's not going to be this one, right? Because I'm tasting earth. I'm tasting bad weather. I'm tasting rain. And so here we go. The ninth. Oh, the ninth is good. I think it's the ninth. I think I'm getting the ninth. I'm just going to ask them how much it is, how much they made that day, and then I'm just going to buy all of it. These two teas are pretty similar, but the ninth has it all. It's got some bug bites too, so there's a little bit of sweetness to it, which is really nice. So I'm going to ask them how much they have for this day and then buy it all. So remember, when this garden, when they're making the teas, they make teas all the time. And when they make the teas, in a day, sometimes they only make like less than a kilogram, but usually they're making between, 3 and 5 kilograms a day, right? A day. What are we drinking here? This is the Sanxia Black. So you got Sanxia Black, Sanxia White, Sanxia Green. They all come from the same family. And if you go on the site and you can actually see the family. I got a picture of the family right there. So they make it, depending on the weather, depending on the season, they make teas a couple times a week, sort of in the harvesting seasons. And they only make like 3 to 5 kilograms a day. And so when I go and I say I like this tea, I say I want all of it. And they just bring out the bag and they weigh it. And then I'm like, okay, that's not enough. What other days do you have for me? And so I'll be like, I'll have like, like bags of tea like this big, and it'll be days. And out of all the places that I visit, it really is one of the most fun, just because, there's a lot of respect too. And because I put it out there, I actually have competitors who go and visit them. So competitors will actually go and they'll be like, "How did you know us?" "Oh, there's a guy who put your picture on the internet, so I went and found you." And so competitors will actually go to this garden because I put their names out there and I talk about them and things like that, which I find hilarious. Because when I go, I've known them for so long, and anyways, they're just such a nice family. It's just so much fun to go and visit them. It's so much fun to go and visit them. When I say I'm going to ask them how much they have for this day, I probably buy the entire day. Right? I'll probably buy the entire day. And I'm always so thankful that I'm able to drink myself, drink these teas, but share them and have other people appreciate the work that goes into these teas done by, my friends at Sanxia. It's one of those win-win-win-win-win situations. It makes me so happy that and there's people that absolutely adore this farm. There's the white tea fans, the black tea fans, the green tea fans, and they're fans. They're just like, is it coming out yet? Is it coming out yet? Oh no, when are you going to get that back in stock? Because they just so appreciate the teas from this garden. One person in particular, he keeps asking me, "Do they make any other styles of tea? I love the white, I love the black, I love the green. Do they make it?" And they do make a baozong, but their baozong is not. It's not that good compared to Old Master baozong or the baozongs you can get from Pingling. It's not that good, and not compared to the green tea or the other different types of teas they have there. But next time I go, I'm gonna be like, listen, your fan, right? This fan of yours has really wants to try the Balton. Can you give me a little bit? I'm gonna send it to him. But that's what I'll do the next time I see them, which is always so much fun. So let's. Any questions about Sanxia, the teas here? Any questions about this, the process, how I do this, what's going on with these teas and things like that? Please let me know. But let's talk about what's happening on Sunday. So on Sunday, I finally have done it. On Sunday, I finally have done it. I have all the teas in stock. Today, I'm going to pack up the Spring Pear Mountain. Finally arrived yesterday. I'm going to pack them all up. And so tomorrow, there will be a 10% off code. And I'll probably just put it in the feed tomorrow for the classics. Phoenix Valley, Pear Mountain, and the Old Master Dong Ding. So you get 10% off those teas for tomorrow. And they're finally going to be released, which is good, which means we're going into a little bit of the quiet season. I don't have to worry too much about all these things. I've got all the teas in stock. The ones that are not, ready to sell right away, they're sitting in the fridge, and I can relax a bit. And I'm hoping that people all over the world who enjoy the teas can enjoy them. But we're getting into the quiet season. I think next month for the subscription box, what I'm going to do is have all the different mountains and do a blind tasting of the various mountains and see if we can pull the mountains out of a hat and see if you can do the terroir tasting. But over here, I'm doing so. When I buy a bunch of tea, what happens? Well, I'll show you what this is here. When I buy a bunch of tea, what happens is I get this huge, big old bag of tea that shows up. And in the big old bag of tea is the tea that I ordered. But here's the problem. Is it the same as the sample? Now, at this point in the game, when I do this, when I test out the sample to the bag, I'm pretty sure it's the same. I'm not having a big issue. I know what I ordered and I know what I'm getting. Okay, so that's just sort of the way it is. But I have to do it every time because mistakes get made. Wrong days get put in the box and things like that. So this is the sample, and this is what came out of the box. Out of the bag. And so I open up the bag today, get the vacuum seal gets broken. The smell, the smell of springtime Pear Mountain coming out of that vacuum sealed bag after it just came off the mountain, freshly made. That's so beautiful. So it just comes out, wafts out. Go up and put on and take out a little bit, taste out the teas, and then here we've got the two different teas, and they're just so beautiful. But they are the same tea. So in the future, if you ever do want to become a tea gambler like myself, remember that is an extraordinarily important skill that you have to be able to confidently know that the sample that was sent and the tea that wound up in the bag are exactly the same. That is a tough one. And I've had some harrowing experiences about that in the past. Although thankfully, it's okay right now. Because we got the right people. When you drink recreationally, do you like bowl brewing or using a Gaiwan teapot, grandpa style, mugging, etc.? Are you tasting note bait on the bowl brew sessions? Great questions. So when I drink by myself, absolutely 100% every single time, I get a mug and I cut open a bag and I put some in my hand and I go like this and I add hot water to it and I drink it grandpa style every single time. There are rare exceptions. Rare exceptions would be when I really want to calm myself down, or I really want to enjoy a tea, or I really want to be in a place that I can sort of have a meditation-y type of moment, then I will use a gaiwan. Right? I will use a gaiwan to drink the tea in that context, but that's pretty rare. When I'm making tea for other people, absolutely, it's a gaiwan, and I do the whole thing, and I do it when I'm making tea for other people. That's quite fun for me. I enjoy that. Doesn't happen all the time, but I definitely enjoy it. And the question of where the tasting notes come from, well, the tasting notes in general are quite, like there's some places that'll be like, an oblong persimmon picked on the first moon of the fall, slightly dried and dipped in a rosemary tisane. Like those. I don't do those types of things, right? I don't do it. And one of the reasons why I don't do it is because I just don't want the hassle of somebody not being able to know what what an oblong persimmon picked on the first full moon of October, dipped in rosemary tisane actually tastes like. And so what I do is I just do these. I try and do three, right? So I do a up front, a mid mouth, and an aftertaste, and people usually get their own things. But I try and keep it compact when I'm doing tasting notes. And absolutely, at this point in the game, after having done it for so long, I use the bowl brewing as the sort of the tasting notes for sure. And the reason I use the bowl brewing as the tasting notes because I've been doing it for so long, I absolutely know you can pull out the flavors really well from the bowl brewing. And just having that experience, I've done it so many times, I've been through it so many times that really, it's pretty easy and it works out quite well doing that. And every once in a while, there'll be a tea that sort of knocks me back and I go, whoa, I got to do this sort of the Gong Fu style to get tasting notes out of it. But it's quite rare. It's quite rare when that happens. But yeah, hopefully that answers the question there for you. Yeah, I did with the international, so I did a class, I guess, a couple of days ago with these international school students. And I did bowl brewing, gave them the whole spiel, gave them sort of tasting notes and the way things should taste, and then just did the bowl brewing for them. So oftentimes I do things like that as well for classes and things. But when I'm drinking just myself, because I have access to, maybe someday in my life in the future, maybe if I'm not doing this job, which I can't imagine in the future, if I only get access to really good tea rarely or something like that, then every single time, of course, it'll be bowl brewing. But remember, I am a spoiled man. I'm looking around the room and I'm looking at dozens upon dozens of hand-picked, expertly crafted, expertly roasted, beautiful teas. And so hot water, and then just add hot water when I need more. As you just saw, I just did there. But yeah, a very, very good question. Again, if you want to get the best out of the teas, if you really, really want to get the best out of these teas, then definitely Gong Fu style brewing is the best way to do it. And but I think if you ask that question to enough sort of professional tea gamblers, such as myself, they will oftentimes, say just a mug. I think that's pretty common. But I do drink a lot of tea. I have a cup of coffee in the morning and then sort of tea all day. And one of the things I absolutely love about tea is the productivity you get out of it. Right, so the high quality stuff. I got to sit down. I got to write a bunch of stuff. I'll just Gong Fu some good tea, and it'll help me focus, and everything's just absolutely wonderful. So, any other questions? Throw them out in the chats, either here in the Facebook and the YouTube, or over here on the Instagram. So, like I was saying, on Sunday, this tea will be released. The 2023 Dongding, which is a beautiful tea, right? This year for the Dongding, it was a really, really beautiful tea. And the Phoenix Valley, which this year is about the same as last year. Yeah, they did a good job in the production. I don't think the weather was perfect, but it was okay. About the same as last year, same level. This tea again is about the same level as last year. Actually, it's a little bit better. Last year was a little bit wet, and this particular day, sort of the high notes, the really beautiful floral high notes, are a little bit better than last year for the Pear Mountain. So last year it was more fruity notes, but this year the high notes, the floral high notes in the upfront are nice. The aftertaste is gorgeous. Everything about it is beautiful. I'd say it's a little bit better than last year's. A little bit better than last year's. But if this is your first time getting these types of teas or these teas, you'll enjoy them. Okay? If it's not your first time, you'll still enjoy them because they're great. They're absolutely great. And I'm going to get let's just double check, triple check, 100 check here. So this is the 5th month, which is May. May the 9th, black tea, which makes sense. The tea that I got before for this tea was April the 28th. And so this is like a little, like 10 days later. And makes sense that I would like this. This is, I am so happy I'm able to share these quality teas. Talk about win-win-win all the way through, right? You got this quality tea. I'm able to sell it for a good price. The people who produce it have a good price. It helps them, and it supports them. It's a fair price for everybody involved, and I can sort of stay in the middle there and make enough money for my family. It's makes me happy. It does make me happy. It's just a beautiful tea from a beautiful garden made by beautiful people. Same with the Pear Mountain. All right, so that's about it. Any last questions about any of this stuff, just let me know, either in the comments or here. Again, there'll be a post on Sunday at the usual time, which is 11 p.m. here, 11 a.m. Eastern. Sort of, I guess, mid to late day European morning in North America. But there's no hurry to buy those teas. They're not running out anytime soon. I bought a bunch of them. But you'll get a discount. You get a discount on those teas. The Pear Mountain, no, not the Sanxia Black, but the Pear Mountain, the Phoenix Valley, Shanlin Shi, and the 2023 Dongdae. Anyways, I got to go do some computer stuff and then send out a bunch of tea. As always, thank you so much for everybody who buys tea to support my family, the people who make the tea, and in general, Taiwan. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next live stream.